Alright, players, this should not be long. Just waking up, just trying to get in the mood to spit this right quick. Brother be lazy, man. It's one of them lazy days. It's been raining all day, man. So, bruh, when I get these cold, dreary days, boy, that's that good sleeping weather, boy. Good sleeping weather, son. Alright, man. Today, this joint right here, man, is brought to you by where the brother at. Yeah, it's brought to you by Ace Supreme. Yeah, he's one of the players, man, that come in and parlay every now and then, listen to what me and Tony got to say. And man, it did my heart good, man. It did my heart proud when this brother hit me up with this latest ditty, this latest joint, man. Me and Tony, on Tony's channel, Power and Strategy, he did a joint called Real Hood Stories, in which he featured me and he basically interviewed me. And we talked a lot about my past exploits and my past adventures with females and whatever, man. And in the process of doing that hangout, it was basically just me and him. Curious thing happened. I actually had two phone calls. I had a phone call from my green-eyed bandit, and that didn't really go anywhere. That was basically high and by. But for those who have been nosy, man, black folks is nosy, man. Cats did ask me because the female who called, she said, well, I gotta holler at you about something. You know, I'll call you back or you call me back. And that phone call was all about me and her had an agreement, because y'all know I like to mentor young black boys, right? So she's got a thing going on where her son's doing real good in school and he's doing real good on the football field. And I offered to basically sponsor him when he goes off because they got some sort of Super Bowl thing going on where his team is undefeated on the field, on the gridiron or whatever, man. So I said, hey, whenever he go to wherever he going, you know what I mean? And amongst all them teams or whatever, if he needs any sort of sponsorship, any sort of help monetarily, holler at me and I got his back, you know what I mean? So the first chick called, that's basically what that was about. And of course, this is all live on the Power and Strategy, on the Hangout, Real Hood Stories. So just so y'all know, this ain't no BS. Receipts is there. The second phone call I got, out of the blue, out of nowhere. I ain't even gonna say her name. If you want to know who she is, if you want to try and do some detective work for those that's been in the game with me a long time, right? She calls and she's got an attitude. She's got an attitude problem. And what she's mad about is the fact that I did not do nothing for her on her birthday. And she's going on talking about how she's got feelings too, and it was really fucked up. How I didn't do nothing for her, but she pretty much knows that the day of her birthday, Big Mike was actually out kicking it with another broad and shit, man. And, I mean, she's just going on. Just no kid shit, man. But let me go ahead and tell y'all about that situation. What happened? She called whining about doing something on her birthday, which was supposed to be on a Friday. And I gave her the option. You can either do something on Friday directly when you get off work, and I know you're gonna be tired, or we can wait till Saturday when you're not at work and you know you got a whole free day, and that'll be a little bit more advantageous for you. You know what I mean? You're gonna have a lot more energy, and more than likely you're just gonna be in an overall better mood. You know what I mean? And so she says, you know what? That's a better deal. She said, let's go out and do something for my birthday Saturday. I'm like, cool. When I remember, she decided to do something Saturday. Originally, we was gonna try and do something Friday, but you know, I'm trying to make it better for her. I'm like, let's not do nothing on Friday. Let's do something on Saturday. You know what I mean? I'm actually really looking out for her. I can spend more time with the girl, you know what I mean? Uh, Give her more blessings. Just do more cool shit, more slick shit for her on her birthday because she's a spoiled ass brat, right? So remember that. Friday, no, we're not supposed to do nothing. Saturday is the day. Well, Saturday rolls around, and I didn't feel good. And instead of just hollering at her, letting her know, I didn't feel good or whatever, man, I practically slept all day. I was like nauseous, feeling queasy or whatever, and I just all day was just knocked out, man. But she got at me later on that day, and she expressed how mad she was that, she felt I stood her up. Or like, you know what, my fault. Hey, it is what it is. I was sleepy. I wasn't feeling good. Now this happened Saturday. She let me know how displeased she was Saturday. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, okay. You got it. That was kind of rude and inconsiderate. All right, I got you. And keep in mind, I did apologize for that. Now, unbeknownst to her, on Friday, right? This is really a hilarious story. She actually did change her mind, right? On Friday, when Friday came around, I was actually out with another female, kicking it and doing what I do, right? And having a good old time. Went to the movies and went to the casino and went out to eat. But this particular chick who is calling me right now, she calls and says she changes her mind. She actually wants to go out now Friday. And I'm like, can't do it. I'm already out handling business, doing things. I'm out eating them at the movies right now. Now, I never told her I was with another chick. I just let her know I'm busy. You had your turn to basically say which day you want to kick it, and you chose Saturday. All right, so live with that decision, even though I was sick on Saturday. And I'm making an admission here. I apologize to her for standing her up Saturday. You know what I mean? Not being considerate enough just to even drop her a line and tell her, hey, we're going to have to reschedule because I ain't feeling good and shit. So I guess we fast forward to the day of the hangout, and I guess she didn't give me enough of her mind this previous Saturday. Well, she basically told me how pissed off she was that I just basically didn't do jack shit for her on her birthday. So she calls me up during the hangout. I'm feeling some type of way. I'm like, how could you? And I know you was with another bitch. And I mean, where they do that at? And who do you think you are? And all this kind of shit, right? Now, keep in mind, this is during the hangout. Now, so, I wanted to give the audience just a little bit of information, just a dash, just a touch of the shit that I go through on a regular basis. But I didn't want to, give up the whole shebang, you know what I mean? I didn't want to clown my baby on the phone, you know what I mean, to the degree that I embarrassed her, you know what I mean? I didn't want to get that skullduggery. So, I just gave the hangout crew, people in the chat, just a little bit, just a little taste, just to let them know that my lifestyle, it ain't no fairy tale, man. It ain't no goddamn fairy tale. A lot of these niggas out here is fronting and talking shit and, making you think it's all that and a bag of chips. But Big Mike, Mackcity, Limits Radio Show, Mackcity.com, Power and Strategy. We about that life. We give you receipts. There's no lying, fronting, or faking when it comes to us, man. That's what that phone call symbolizes, man. You know what I mean? So, make a long story short, man, she's going on, she's whining, crying about how unfair it is and how she know I was creeping with another broad. And keep in mind, man, this female, she's got a dude. Mind you, she's got a dude. But for some strange reason, she's like, trying to check me like I'm her nigga and shit. And I've been with her since 2006, off and on. And I'm like, really, girl? I'm like, you better check that nigga you with. But time's of the essence. We on the hangout, and I need to get back to hollering at my boy Tony on the hangout. So I'm trying to move the whole situation along as fast as I can, expediently. So instead of just sitting there arguing with the chick, once again, I apologize to her. I'm like, okay, you're right. Whatever's clever. How do we get past this? How do I make it right? You know what I mean? How do I make this right? And I guess to the dismay of a lot of brothers, they weren't expecting that. They wanted me to like really get in homegirl's ass. But man, you know what I mean? Hey, what y'all gotta understand is, man, how can I put this shit, man? In the theater of war, man, you know, at times diplomacy is necessary. It's not always just drop bombs on bitches, man. You know what I mean? Especially if you know what kind of a chick you're dealing with. And especially if you've been with a chick a certain amount of time. You know? So this goes to my boy Ace Supreme. Ace basically said, and it was in the comments section, I thought we weren't supposed to apologize, Fat Mac. Ain't that one of the 48 laws of power tricking? Not necessarily one of the laws. That's one of my one of my laws of the Holy Trinity that I exercise. I got 3 laws that I implement, or I got 3 rules that I implement. Never let a broad see you whine, cry, and complain. Never apologize to no woman, and never explain yourself. And I broke 2 of the laws in that phone call, because you can plainly see. I'm giving full admission that I did apologize to her. I apologized to her in that phone call and the phone call previously on this past Saturday. And I also did explain myself about why I stood her up and why I didn't go forward with doing anything for her birthday, because I was sick. You know what I mean? Now, Cats is like, well, damn, man, don't that make you like a hypocrite, man? You know, and this is not going towards Ace, because Ace didn't say anything of this nature, but yet and still, it's still a good thing that he called me on this, because there's certain things, there's certain nuances, there's levels to this shit, man. There's definitely levels to this shit. So, first of all, when I say, you know, use that Holy Trinity, never explain yourself, never apologize, never let a broad see you whine, bitch, and complain. That's more so relegated for females that you just meeting. And that's more so relegated for females that you are now currently in the breakdown process. This is going to sound redundant, of breaking them down. So while you're trying to break them down, get whatever you want out of them, extract their raw materials, these are things that you should avoid. You should not apologize to them. You should never let them see you whine, bitch, moan, or complain. And you should never explain yourself. This is all about power and control. A female is looking to see if you a man and you're gonna conduct yourself as such. She want to see if she can control and manipulate you on some pussy shit. You know what I mean? So these things are absolutely necessary in the front of the game when you first meet them, and when you're trying to break them down and accept your mandate and accept whatever game you're trying to spit. All right. So, what about you, Big Mike? Does that apply to you and this chick? Well, no, it no longer applies to me and this chick, man. Number one, I've been knowing her since 2006. All right. There's no need for me to go through all that hard-nosed pimp shit with this girl, man. I've already extracted the raw materials and got what I want out of her. I've already got the money out of her. I've already got the sex out of her. She pretty much a good chick. She pretty much do what she told when she told to do it. You know, I don't really ask for much. So when you're in that sort of prolonged relationship with a woman, you can ease up, man. You don't have to gorilla pimp a bitch, man. You don't have to. So really, of course, this is all my fault because I did use the words in my podcast. You should never apologize and you should never explain yourself. And it'd be nice if you could do that all the time, but sometimes you just can't do it. Sometimes you just don't want to argue with a bitch, man. Because check this out. There's another law. There's another rule I have. And that is, don't argue with no goddamn woman. And guess what happens a lot of times if you refuse to apologize to a woman? Alright, come on. Put your thinking caps on. Guess what's going to happen if you refuse to so-called admit fault or admit guilt with a woman? That's right. She's going to want to argue. She's going to want to... And I don't argue. I don't do that shit, man. So, of course, I'm on the phone doing a hangout, and I'm trying to cut this shit short. So, guess what, man? I opt for hitting her with that apology to short circuit her ass so I can just move on and hang up and get back to the hangout, man. Instead of sitting there arguing with her ass over stupid shit. So, that's what I mean by sometimes you got to bend the rules. You can break them every now and then. It's really not that big of a deal. It's really not that important. Shit. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and read what I wrote to Ace when he hit me up with that, man. Let me see here. Once again, he wrote, I thought we weren't supposed to apologize, Fat Mac. Ain't that one of the 48 laws of power tricking? I replied, you're not, but I'm an OG and I can break the rules at times. No such thing as absolutes. Wisdom is knowing when to break and bend the rules, and at other times stand on the rules like a rock. Since this wasn't nothing serious and I have already completed the breakdown process and got all that I want and need out of a chick, there ain't no need in being hard-nosed with old girl. I didn't want to clown her live on the hangout, so I went easy on her, but as a rule of thumb, Ace, you are right. See, I'm not such a bad guy. And I know niggas was sitting around waiting on big major sparks. Waiting on me just to thoroughly clown the female because, you got a lot of cats out here who just so thoroughly hate women. They just want to see a broad get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? But I don't hate this girl. She's semi-retarded. But yet and still, I'm in full control of the situation, man. Also, no one understand that she called me. I did not call her. Alright, check that out. Digest that. Remember what I told you, players, man, as far as the power game goes. What do I say about power, man? Those who have power are stationary. I gave y'all the solar system diagram one time, man. Those who have power, those who have a heavier weight as far as gravity is concerned, you attract smaller foreign bodies. That is, power does not move. The smaller objects in the solar system are held in check by those who have heavier, more denser bodies. So if you're the one that's always reaching for the phone and calling abroad, guess who has the power? It ain't you. It's her. She's attracting you. She has taken on the mantle of the sun. She holds you in orbit, not the other way around. She's attracting you. She's in the fixed position, but you're being slowly sucked into her orbit each time you pick up that phone and you call her. You know what I mean? And of course, I didn't pick up the phone and call her. She called me. Right now, we're trying to see, who's in control. Right now, we're trying to see who has power. Who is in whose orbit? She's in mine. I'm not in hers. Now, when she picked up the phone and she called me, what did she proceed to do? She went to proceed about how pissed off and mad she was because I didn't do something that she wanted. She wanted me to acknowledge her birthday. She wanted me to do something nice for her birthday. But, to me, it obviously wasn't that big of a deal. I went to sleep on the shit. Didn't bother to give her a heads up that I was not going to be with her on her birthday. And the day of her official birthday on Friday, I was out with another goddamn woman, man. So, once again, the raw materials have already been extracted. There is no need to show and prove how dominant I am over her in the situation. There's no need for me to put on a show for the people who was at the hangout and in the chat, because game recognized game. Niggas can tell, like, man, this chick is in her feelings about nothing. And I was just bottom line, I'm just trying to get the conversation over with and just go back to the conversation I was having with my homeboy Tony Maceo on the show. So instead of arguing, you're going to have to pick your poison. There's two things you can do. You can either not apologize and just argue with the broad, or you can just apologize to her, man. Give her the illusion that she's won the argument and just move on, man. Move on to something different. And I don't have no problems doing that, because I've already won. In this game, I've already won, man. Relationships since 2006. She's always been putting money in my pocket. Still putting money in my pocket to this day. Still has sexual relations if I so choose. You know what I mean? So, once again, bringing up the Holy Trinity, man, when I'm talking about subduing a female and letting her know that she ain't running shit. Never apologize, never explain yourself, and never whine and cry in front of her. You know what I mean? These are things that must be adhered to when you first meet them and during the breakdown process. Now, if you want to continue that all the way through the relationship, especially the whining and complaining shit, you know what I mean? When I talk to a lot of females, that's a major turn off for broads, man, you know. But if you're still trying to maintain that manhood thing, yes, it's best to keep these things in mind. I always do these things. But I think I'm doing y'all a disservice when I say never. Who in the fuck? Everybody and their mama calling me. Yeah, there's not that many instances where these things are permissible. But with a little bullshit scenario like that, when I'm on a hangout and I get a phone call and a female a little upset because of some stupid shit like me not acknowledging her birthday or whatever. Yeah, man. Go ahead and apologize just so you can avoid the argument, get the fuck off the phone, and get back to business. It's no big deal. It's no big deal, man. So, let me see here. Let me just go ahead and recap this right quick, man. When it comes to the Holy Trinity, man, of one's manhood, not apologizing, not explaining yourself, and never letting the broad see you whine, bitch, moan, or cry. These are absolutely essential when you first meet a woman, and they're absolutely essential in the breakdown process, man, when you get a female to accept your leadership as a man and accept your quote-unquote game. But as the years go on, as time passes, it's perfectly permissible, man, for you to go ahead and let her win. Yeah. Go ahead and give the illusion that she's won the argument. Because once again, not only are those three rules or those three laws relevant to me, there's another law which I hold dear to my heart too, and that is not to argue with no goddamn woman, man. And sometimes, you have to make a judgment call. A lot of times you're thinking to yourself, is it really worth me sitting here arguing with this bitch over stupid shit? Or should I just say, you know what, baby, you right. My apologies. And give her the illusion that she's won so she could just shut the fuck up, man. Alright? So, that pretty much was the gist of what was happening on that phone call, man. And I can take liberties to do that because I've already won. I stay winning with this female. You feel me? So I don't feel slighted in any sort of way. I don't feel defeated in any sort of way. I can go ahead and apologize to her and be like, okay, how do we get past this? How can I make this right? See, number one, you got to know your animal. You got to know the female who you're dealing with, man. And you seen how I basically short-circuited her, man. She really didn't have no comeback. She really didn't have any sort of gasoline to throw on the fire. Or excuse me, I assess people's personalities. And I think of people's personalities as elements. Fire, earth, air, water. Things of that nature, man. Now, this particular female, yeah, Shorty's a Scorpio. And I think Scorpios are synonymous to water, I think. And what Big Mike did, as Big Mike is a Capricorn and my element is earth. All I did was I walled up, or I dammed up the water so it couldn't flow. That's all I did, man. I imprisoned the water so it had nowhere else to go. So yes, I was on a hangout with my boy Tony. Got the phone call. Wanted cats to kind of sort of hear, you know, what I go through on a daily basis, but I didn't want it to get out of control. So I went ahead and hit her with the apology tactic just so I didn't have to argue with the bitch. You know what I mean? So there you go. It is what it is. Can it be any doubt that I stay winning with this broad, man? But check it out. If you want to know more about the women in my life and my past adventures with them, you can go to www.patreon.com Mackcity Limits. www.patreon.com/Mackcity Limits. You're going to find photographs, you're going to find written scribes, you're going to find videos, you're going to find podcasts, you're going to find oh so many things in there that's going to basically teach you a thing or two. The whole premise of the Patreon is basically it's a diary of sorts where you get to learn through me, through my wins as well as my defeats with these females out here in the streets, man. Because Big Mike don't stay winning all the time. And of course, me and Tony have often told y'all a lot of times it's more advantageous for you to lose the battle, but yet win the entire protracted war. And that was a little bit of what you've seen right there on that hangout. I gave the perception or gave the illusion of losing the battle, but I stay winning the whole entire protracted war, man. But yet and still, this was still an excellent question. Don't want to be accused of being a hypocrite or not following the advice that I give to players, man. But trust and believe, man. If I have not, or if I did not use the Holy Trinity and standing on that shit like a rock when I first met these females, they wouldn't be around today. Y'all understand what I'm saying? If I had not used these rules and these laws when I first met them, they wouldn't be here today, man. And they still here today. All right. So, Big Mike, Almighty Triple XL, coming at y'all live and direct from Mackcity Limits Radio Show, Mackcity.com, and PowerandStrategy.com. Shout out to Ace Supreme for keeping a brother honest. I believe that what I wrote back to you was more than enough, but what you were speaking on deserved more than just the written scribe. I definitely had to do a podcast on it because it was an excellent question. And I should rephrase the laws. I should never say never. Because I did say that. I did say never apologize and never explain yourself. But that's not true. There are certain times and situations and circumstances where it's okay to let a broad, give her the perception that she's won. But only after you've established dominance and supremacy. You understand? All right, Big Mike, Almighty Triple XL. And I'm out. And I'm out. And I'm out.